If your store's generating consistent sales but you don't have any cash left at the end of the month, watch this video and I'll show you where you might be going wrong and how to fix it. We'll discuss what profit is, how to increase it, and how to do it without it affecting your business. First of all, what is profit? Profit is the difference between your sales and all your costs. It's critical that we'll tackle both sides of the equation by trying to increase your sales, but also at a minimal cost. You might be surprised, but most businesses are able to double their profits within just 24 hours by making these few simple changes. If you'd like my help in doubling your profit in your own business, please book a free strategy call with me using the link in the description below. First of all, we'll focus on increasing sales by increasing your average order value and making your existing customers come back time after time. There are two ways of increasing your average order value. It's either by increasing the number of items people buy or increasing your prices. I've lost track of the number of brand owners being scared to raise their prices, but what usually helps to get them across the line is we frame it as an experiment. We just tell them, hey, raise your prices by 15% for just 1 week and see what happens. If people suddenly stop buying, you can always drop the prices back down. You'd be surprised how rarely they get any pushback from the customers. They just accept the new higher prices and buy anyway. It's a very powerful lever for increasing your profit because the price increase doesn't require you to do any other changes within your business. You still serve the same amount of customers, still ship out the same amount of items, it's just you have more money left at the end for you, and that's pure profit. Let's say your costs for an item are $6 and you raise the price from 10 to only 11. Your profit will increase automatically by 25%, even though you only increase the price by 10%. In reality, this is even more powerful as once you add all the fixed and variable costs, the typical profits are in the region of about 10%. So by raising your price by 10%, you would be doubling your profit right there and then. You should also experiment with various forms of merchandising, that is to increase the cost of a single unit, but make it way cheaper and more affordable to buy as a multi-buy. You can use things like buy one, get one free, buy two, get one free, buy one, get one half price. You can also prepare bundles of items that are commonly sold together and sell them at an additional discount to the retail price. If your products come in multiple varieties, you can upsell customers to a more expensive version of the same item that has more features, but just highlight the difference, like get surround sound for $20 more, or make the shampoo last twice as long for just $2 more. If your cost of goods difference is less than the difference your customers pay, that difference will become your pure profit. Again, fast food outlets are notorious for that by making the very small drink really expensive, the medium-sized drink only slightly more expensive, and the large drink being supposedly the best value. Let's say you can buy a small drink for $3, medium drink for $4, and a large drink for $5, but the difference to you in cost is only 10 cents between the drinks. All that additional revenue is pure profit, and it doesn't cost the company all that much. Labor and cost of goods remain almost the same. A similar thing happens when you buy popcorn at the cinema. Usually the packaging for the popcorn is more expensive than the popcorn itself. For most e-commerce stores, you won't be selling popcorn or drinks, but you might be able to sell accessories for your products. Usually these accessories have huge markup, like a printer cable, a phone case, memory cards, printer ink, or just an extended warranty. These things don't cost you almost anything, but you can still charge customers good money. I've even seen some companies charge for shipping protection. It's not legal in the UK because the seller is still responsible for the item until it reaches the customer's hands, but you have to give them a credit for trying. In my store, we tried to implement a tip jar. You can give us a tip at the checkout, and 1 in a few hundred customers actually does. Again, that's free money. There's one more powerful technique of raising your profits. Once the customer places an order with you, you might think it's over and there's no way of getting more money out of them, but don't despair. There's a number of post-purchase upsell apps that you can install on your Shopify store. They're designed to present a special one-time offer for your customers once they placed an order, so you don't risk losing the order, but you can still get some more money out of them. But post-purchase upsell offer will be the biggest discount they've ever seen in your store, and they'll only have a few minutes to claim it. The aim of that is to play on the real scarcity, like they need to act right this minute, otherwise they'll miss the deal altogether. As an aside, if you're not emailing your list often enough, you're really missing out on pure profit. That's because these are customers that have already bought from you, so they know, like, and trust you. Chances are they'll be in the market for a repeat purchase. So do yourself a favor and email your customer list regularly. Email typically brings in between 30 and 40% of the store's total revenue, if done right. If you want to find out more about techniques you can use to maximize your email list revenue, I've linked another video in the description, so watch that next. So we've covered how to raise your sales, but now let's look at the other side of the coin, that's costs. I know it sounds boring and I hate talking about them myself, but it's an even more powerful lever than just increasing your sales. All your cost reductions will drop immediately to the bottom line, that is your profit. It's a one-to-one relationship. If you reduce your cost by $1, your profit will also increase by the same dollar. Whereas increasing sales, it's not that simple, because more sales means more work, more costs, and more labor. If you let your costs escalate, then your profits will always be really low. Obviously, your best place to look at your own costs, but I'll give you some ideas of what you can look out for. First of all, can you move to cheaper premises? If you're still working from home, that's obviously not applicable, but you might get away with a lockup unit instead of a warehouse, or even work from a small office if that's applicable for your product storage needs. If you're using third-party logistics, you might be better off bringing it in-house to keep the profit margin yourself. The next biggest cost in most companies is the wage bill, so we have to think carefully if you need all the people that come to work for you. Chances are you might be able to combine some of the roles into one, or maybe let some daily tasks be executed more rarely, like on slower days, for example. This way you won't need as much staff cover for every day. The next thing to look at is your packaging. So make sure you don't spend too much on your packaging materials and choose the appropriate shipping method. If you're selling vitamins in sachets, for example, you might be better off sending them in small letters as opposed to parcels. It would be like 3 times cheaper on postage, and the packaging itself would also be cheaper. Your next biggest cost will be your marketing agency. Make sure they're actually delivering the results you want, and they're being proactive and busy every month. Some agencies just log in and look at the dashboard once a week and report numbers like, yeah, all good, but still expect to be paid. You really need to feel that your agency has really done a lot of work for you each and every month to be able to justify the fee. Otherwise, you might be better off by bringing it all in-house and managing all the ads yourself. The same goes for your email marketing agency. Chances are, if you've been with them for quite a while, they don't do that much on a daily basis anymore, and your account should be ready for you to take over and save the agency fee. As a side note, a lot of brands have great success with posting their own social media content, but the owner has to be able and willing to do that in the first place. As an example of brand owner doing that, you can look at vanador.com and his product Scorch Marker. He's just a cool, friendly American dude that sells a wood staining product. He's an ex-fireman and really personable. I like him and I would buy his stuff if I needed it. But he doesn't spend any money on agencies, he does it all himself. That's someone you can look up to as an example of how to do social media content. I don't do any of that for my supplement brand because I'm focusing on the YouTube channel and the e-commerce clinic. But we're training up one of our staff members to take over and manage the Instagram account for our supplement business. Watch this space for results. If your sales are growing and you're sending more and more parcels every week, this should be possible. Your courier can even approach you to make sure you stay with them and don't go to the competition. Last but not least, make sure you review your software subscriptions, as you can sign up to a number of online services but don't really end up using them in the end. So just look at your credit card statement every month and make sure you actually know what you're paying for. You should repeat this revenue increase and cost-cutting exercise regularly to make sure your business stays lean and mean and works for you, the owner. You don't want to work for free, you don't want to lose money. Make sure your business is sustainable for the long term. If you need help structuring your business or operations, feel free to book a call with me using the link in the description below. I'll see you in the next one.